making video games can be fun, but can also be very stressful and overwhelming. As you can see in some of these posts where I skate game dev have all the harsh reality of game development as well in these videos. That's because you may add features or that you think are very trivial or easy to add that are actually incredibly difficult to program in. So you can obviously easily lose interest or stop doing your project or get kind of bored if you're making these, spending so much time just doing programming these features that don't really let you experiment with your game design a lot, and you just get stuck in this cycle of having to add or bug fix or do these features or get it or find it just too difficult. In this video called Indie Game from Indie Game Click about his RPG Maker valid game dev experience, he used the example of an inventory system that we see a lot of games use today, and it looks like a simple thing that we can just add in. But if you actually look at the details, especially in the programming point of view, you need to have an array. This array needs to be sorted in some way. The items then need to have details, if they can be stacked, if they can't be stacked, what they do, what their uses are, and also the fact that if the person can drag and drop all the inventory system like in Minecraft, that's incredibly complex and takes an incredibly long time to do. And what you're really doing, you're just programming. You're not actually doing any game design at all. As mentioned in this video, like with RPG Maker, it's very easy to start and make a game and experiment with game design features that you can do if you're doing something in Godot or programming it with something even more low level like C. So the reason I say this is, well, don't just make games, make game dev tools as well. Make tools that are useful in game dev. They greatly increase your workflow, and just think of all the different tools that you are using currently, like the art editing or maybe some of the tutorials you're following, and thinking how useful they are, and if they weren't there, would you really be able to make a game very effectively, or would it take a very long time if you're just trying to learn and figure it out? In fact, just a month ago, I made a tool called the Pixel Texture Forge. I also did, in fact, a video of it, which I'll have in the description. And this tool is just converting images into pixel art. And the main reason I wanted to do this was because I wanted to use these photorealistic images and textures that you can find online that are in the public domain and convert them into pixel art like so. And I've added a bunch of other nice little features that you can do, such as creating it into a nice Wang tile set, ready for it to be used straight into a game so quickly, and it takes such little effort, and it greatly improves my productivity and workflow. Yeah, I spent a while making this tool, but now in the long run, when I want to make games and I want to make a bunch of nice textures, I can use this tool very quick to create lots very quickly without having to draw them. And I made the tool publicly available just so other people can enjoy and use it. If they are also looking to make textures and they want to use real photos they may have taken, then they can use this piece of software. Simply just download it and run it on any platform. I did make sure it's cross-platform as well. And also that the code is public, meaning that people can make pull requests or create issues. If they say there's a bug, I can look and fix it, or they have a feature they want to add and they've made a pull request and they can. And what can end up happening is maybe this piece of software can become a very big and popular thing that gets a lot of love and attention. You really have a great idea, maybe you do want to sell it. One example is Tile Setter. This is a piece of software that lets you create a bunch of different types of tile sets and edit those tile sets with existing texture you have. You can see you can create all of this with just a simple click, and you can add borders and create changes. You can see here, say if you want this part of the tile set to be that one, you can, and it adds all nice little features, and it's quite cheap. I think it was about £10. It's also available on Steam, and it's cross-platform again, so it's a very useful tool and I recommend it as well. If you're not really a programmer and more of an artist, then well, there's no problem with that. You can go on something like opengameart and upload the work you made, or like a tile set, for example, textures or models. You can put them up on here and then let other people use them completely free. This might result in someone downloading it and using it in a project and crediting you. They may make a complementary tile set to the one you've made. So you may have made like a desert kind of themed tile set, and they then may make a like forest or snow one that's in your style, and now you have two tile sets that you can use together, or even for your own project, and it may even expand to something bigger. A great example was with the LPC tile set. So that was Liberated Pixel Cup. That was like a tournament to build a bunch of tile sets that were in the same theme. There was a whole style guide. I have said this multiple times on video because it's just so great. And this one, the terrain set, is just superb. It's a very large collection of, well, terrains. You can see here we've got snow, we've got water, rivers, we've got lava, rock, all sorts that you can just freely use in your games. All you need to do is just credit the author as mentioned below, And this person has made so many other types of tile sets, as you can see here, characters, farms, different types of trees, all for you to use free. And you can also upload it in their style and add to it, expand the collection. Greg Saul, who's the owner of Polyhaven, did a blended conference on the build up of Polyhaven, and he goes over the more of a business side of how it's all free, but he gets like donations and stuff and are sustainable. He really goes over how it kind of became a very popular thing. It started off small and then it kind of grew. It really started as HGRI Haven, which is just a collection of images. In fact, we can look at the website here if I start clicking around. But here, this is what it currently looks like. And HRI is essentially a 360 image that you can put in your Blender scene or whatever software you're using. And this is what it originally started as, but it actually grew. More people donated. He had introduced more ways that people could donate, and now you have textures and you have models, and people are able to put their lot of effort in and upload their work. Here's one from this person, and you see that the context here. They are standing there in the drone. They put a lot of effort in, and they upload it here for free. But the collection is humongous, and it's resulted in just great contributions. Many developers have used all these assets to create video games or lovely rendered scenes that you can actually see here. These are the examples used. Maybe you don't want to build a big piece of software or make a whole website, but you can really just scale it down and do something smaller. So I'm using the Odin programming language, which is a very new language, and it's a mixture of kind of like C and Python. And one of the things I was looking at was pathfinding, and really there wasn't actually a package available, not like Python where you can get just import them in and it's already there for you. People have already programmed it in. In this case, people haven't programmed it in. So I decided to just do it myself, and I decided to add jump point search within Odin, and I actually based it on an existing one. I ported it over, which is really nice, and I just provide an example. And I just made this MIT publicly available so people can download it and use it themselves. So not only does it benefit others because they can use it, they could even actually make pull requests or ask any issues, say they have this problem, or it made improvements so that hey, this could be more efficient. But for me, I've made like kind of an abstract version that I can just use in multiple projects. So it's like, hey, this is as most generic as possible. I can just take the code and just slightly modify it for my use case. In this case, for various different things, like maybe have a 2D array, but then swap to a 1D array, and so forth. I can just quickly change it like that. So overall, creating tools is a great way of improving your workflow, especially in the future. Devote that time now to passively build a tool like now, but then reduce the time later on as you're able to quickly implement features or designs very quickly. It can also just be nice to contribute to the community and also possibly receive some contribution back, and even maybe some talks with other developers who may be interested in your work. It's also great as a sort of business point of view with Tilesetter, just selling it as a sort of $10 little package, but also as a large open database where you receive donations and you can make it into a full-time job. And so something small can become very big, and really there's no better example than this one, where in this post says I'm doing a free open operating system, just a hobby, won't be a big and professional like GNU. Well, this turned out to be Linux. So you never know, some small little tool you make may end up being something big, very popular. OBS, the software I'm recording with, that is an open source too. Before that, you had Fraps, Bandicam, they just weren't that good if you didn't pay. You had a logo, you had a limitation, and they ate into your frame rate, unlike now. So don't just make games, but make tools. And if you want interested in any more videos, then stay subscribed. Yeah.